Shalom. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakudash, and the ones of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the hopeful elect. And this is your brother, I am now Allah from GMS Chicago. And as you can see here on the screen, just recently, Saudi Arabia has officially joined the BRICS. And by now, we all know that the BRICS soon they'll be dumping the U.S. dollar, all right. And not too long ago, but you have Iran and Russia. They made a deal just recently. So yeah, it says Iran and Russia have finalized an agreement through which they will trade in local currencies instead of the U.S. dollar. The deal will be signed in the first quarter of 2024. This agreement was finalized via a meeting in the last week of December 2023 between central bank governors of both countries. So basically, Iran and Russia have made an agreement, all right, to ditch the U.S. dollar. And just like what we just saw recently, now Saudi Arabia has officially joined the BRICS nation. And guess what they're also going to do? They're also going to ditch the U.S. dollar. All right, so, America's economy will soon collapse, all right? And even just recently, the U.S. national debt is now 34 trillion. The U.S. national debt is now 34 trillion. And really, everything is being controlled by the Lord at the end of the day. But what the Lord is doing right now is that the Lord is pouring the Spirit on E so that he can make his next chess move, ultimately to crash the economy and bring out the MOTB. But before that, they gotta implement the CBDCs, the central bank digital currency. Anyways, nonetheless, I'm gonna bring out Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower. I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord set up watchmen, all right? The Lord set up prophets to warn the people. We're being circumspect. We're keeping an eye out of what's going on in the news, all right? Verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but then it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. Just like how the MOTB is taking a bit, just like how the MOTB may seem to take a bit longer to be implemented on a full scale, on a global scale. But, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. And yeah, these prophecies are popping off, right? You can see that these nations are making their moves, all right? They're making the moves to ditch the U.S. dollar. You're seeing the U.S. dollar dying out, all right? And soon, there will be famines, all right? Food shortages, and that is what Esau also needs in order to get a vast majority of people to bow down to their knees to take the MOTB, all right? Verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell. And yeah, this is Esau. He's a greedy fuck. He cannot. He is never satisfied. He can never take his hand off of anything. Right? He wants to be in these other countries' businesses. But anyways, I'll keep reading. And is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heaveth unto him all people. Should not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that thick clay is basically going into debt, heavy debt. And right now, the U.S. has hella heavy debt. Alright? Just recently, like again, the U.S. national debt is now 34 trillion. Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and those shall be for booties unto them? And NLT it says, suddenly your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have, while you stand trembling and helpless. Alright, so now these nations are coming against Babylon. Alright, they're coming against Babylon and are coming against it at first with economic wars. Alright, devaluing the U.S. dollar. Ultimately, that's what the elites want to do, is to crash the economy so they can get rolling with their CBDCs to bring out that MOTB. But yeah, these nations are turning up against Babylon because they're just fed up with America. Alright? Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. And all these, like again, all these nations are coming against Babylon the Great, which is America. Alright, because America has been the biggest bully for a long period of time, but now these nations are not weak anymore. These nations are coming against America. Alright. I'm going to just go to 2nd Esdras real quick. 2nd Esdras 16 and 21. But yeah, as we're seeing this U.S. economy collapsing, financial hardships are going to increase, right? Especially now in this time, because a lot of people are really financially screwed. Alright, food already costs a lot, but soon it will get worse than that. And, a lot of people are pretty much not going to be able to, are not going to be comfortable, right, real soon. Because this economy is crashing. And we'll soon begin to see hyperinflation take place. But here is 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And yeah, victuals are not that bad in price just now, but soon it will get to a point where these people are not gonna have enough to get by. These people are gonna be starving, right? These people are gonna be attacking each other for goods and resources real soon. I'll keep reading. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And yeah, we're coming to that time of a sedition among men, right? Because of the lack of goods and for great tribulation. And this is what Esau wants to happen, right? He wants this to happen. It's really just for Esau to try for him to accomplish his agenda. But anyway, this is Genesis chapter 30. This is Genesis chapter 47, verse 13. And this goes into the famine that was in Egypt, all right? And the Egyptians, they basically sold themselves unto Pharaoh as slaves. And this is what Esau also wants to accomplish, all right? We can apply this scripture today. Genesis chapter 47 and 13. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very, very sore. So the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they brought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money failed in the land of Egypt, right, as we're seeing right now, the money is failing here in America, all right. And in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came to Joseph and said, "Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth." And Joseph said, "Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail." And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. And when the year was ended, they came unto him the second year, and said unto him, "We will not hide it from my lord, how that our money is spent. My lord also hath our herds of cattle, and there is not all left in the sight of my lord, but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh. And give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate." And so, you have the Egyptians, all right, including Israel, they're bowing their knee and saying, they will be servants unto Pharaoh, all right, because they don't want to perish of famine, all right. There was a lack of bread, there was a lack of food, they had nothing to eat. The same thing is going to happen in this time, all right. Esau is going to starve these people out, and Esau is going to bring out that so-called solution, which is that sihib, the charagma. Verse 20, and Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, and the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them. So the land became Pharaoh's. And that was just pretty much the point right there. All right, that's pretty much the point right there. But yeah, one more precept. Isaiah 31 and 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because there are many, and the horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. And yeah, a lot of people are going to bow down to Esau's NWO. A lot of people are going to take that MOTB because they can't handle starvation, all right? They cannot handle going days without food. And so they're going to go in panic mode and have no other choice but to comply to Esau's NWO. All right, but it says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help." All right, a lot of people are going to fold in that day. And Israel has been warned, all right? The house of Israel has been warned. These 2/3, they have been given warning, but they don't take heed. All right, they've been many warnings. They've been giving the apostles and others of great millstone on down. They've been prophesying this word, right? I mean, yes, like the apostles, they've been prophesying this word for many decades, all right? And they've been giving the warning out. But what the scripture says, but they look now unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord, all right? Israel does not consider the Lord. They continue to do folly, they continue to do evil, and so the Lord will bring judgment upon 2/3 of Israel. Verse 2, yet he also is wise and will bring evil, and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Yeah, the Lord is going to bring judgment upon 2/3 of Israel because they didn't hearken, all right? They didn't take heed to the warnings, but they despised the Lord and his words. Anyways, that was just it to that lesson. Just wanted to make a quick touch of what's going on. But anyways, I hope this lesson was edifying. We give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua, and Shalom.